This is Meteorologist Matthew East, and thank you for clicking on to this Tuesday edition of the Carolina weather video. Let's start off with a look at the sea level pressure chart from across the lower 48. And notice we have high pressure again beginning to build down the eastern seaboard. That is pushing that cooler, drier air down into our area. There's our temperatures this morning, and we're going to see a cooler day today than what we saw yesterday. Many spots up to the lower 80s for Monday afternoon. I think today most of us in the low to possibly mid 70s for high temperature. Also notice here, sorry for the audio glitch there, also notice that we have a nice warm up here into the southern plains. That's ahead of a frontal boundary and a fairly complex storm system that's heading off to the east and in our direction. More on that in a moment. All right, around the Carolinas and our region this morning, there's that cooler air off to our north that's building down into our area, and again, it will be a much cooler day. Many spots 10 degrees or so cooler today than what we saw for highs yesterday. All right, there we are on the infrared satellite imagery, and as I'm cutting this video during the 5 o'clock hour, we have some areas of stratus clouds here across the Carolinas. That'll be very tough to figure out exactly how quickly and how much those erode away with time today, but I think there'll be some intervals of sunshine, but there will also be some clouds from time to time as well, and of course extensive cloud cover here off to our west, all with that storm system. We're dry here in the Carolinas this morning. And there has been some pretty active thunderstorms with this storm system. In fact, even well out ahead of the system. We had Lowndes County, Mississippi, under a severe thunderstorm warning earlier this morning, and we have a broad area of rain with some embedded thunderstorm activity back here in parts of Arkansas and Texas. That actually extends all the way up into the northern plain states as well. Let's go to the modeling here. Here we are. This is off of the 0Z run of the GFS. This is valid 2 o'clock this afternoon. Trough in the interior part of the country. At the surface, there's an area of low pressure situated over southern parts of Missouri, and rain has been falling all the way from Minnesota down to the central Gulf Coast. That's today. We have a dry day. We'll see. We'll call it partly sunny. Again, the cloud cover tough to pin down today. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, notice that trough at the tail end beginning to cut off an area of upper air low pressure over the Tennessee Valley. At the surface tomorrow, the result here is a broad sort of diffuse area of lower pressures over the Tennessee Valley up into the Ohio Valley. We see clouds really filling into our area tomorrow, but I think for the much of the day, the Piedmont's dry, but around the Charlotte region could see some showers late in the afternoon, and certainly by tomorrow night we see the rain chances rolling in. Here we are on Thursday afternoon, 2 in the afternoon, and we have that cutoff low or trough sitting across the southeastern part of the country. And at the surface, the result on the GFS is a rainy day Thursday. Intervals of rain and probably upper 60s to lower 70s for highs. Now, the model's not in really good agreement at all. That's the GFS valid at 2 in the afternoon Thursday. There's the NAM for the same time frame. Much drier scenario here across the Carolinas on the NAM, but I don't think the NAM's really handling things correctly. I'm going with more of the GFS type of scenario of a rainy day on Thursday. Back to the GFS, here we are Friday, occasional rain continues. Saturday, still could be some lingering showers, but I think the rain is tapering off. Certainly not an all-day rain Saturday, and even though you still see a little bit of QPF here in the modeling for Sunday, I think probably a dry day for most of us on Sunday. In terms of precipitation amounts, here's the chart from the HPC, and this may be a little overdone. They're showing 3 to 4 inches of rain across much of the Carolinas. That may be a little on the heavy side. We'll see, but there is the potential for some nice rain out of this as we go through tomorrow night, Thursday, Friday, and then tapering off on Saturday. Let's talk about fall foliage. There's an image from our friends up at Grandfather Mountain. They do a great job with the daily fall foliage reports. www.grandfather.com to check that out. And from the Foliage Network, there's the fall foliage report, new one due out today, but there's basically some color to be seen up and down the North Carolina mountains, and the color really beginning to fill in nicely in some of the higher spots above 4,500 or 5,000 feet up in the mountains. But we're still a week or two probably away from the peak of the season up in the mountains. And there is Marco. Marco developed into a tropical storm yesterday. Marco making landfall today on the central Mexican coast, and Marco will not be a factor at all for the United States. All right, that's it for this Tuesday edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Everyone have a great day, and God bless.